This is the Red All Over preview show for Stockport County, as well as the Disastrous transfer window that we've just seen. So we're going to discuss both of those tonight. We're going to spend a lot of time on the transfer window, as you can imagine. A very, very poor window, to which I've just seen Cod's vlog and Jake Tong describe it as the worst in the league. So, and I tend to agree with that. So we're going to dissect it into a little bit more detail, and then also preview Stockport. Let's get stuck into it. So, a quick overview of the winter window then, that's just been and gone. In 34 days, we've managed to sign Neil Frugier on a free from Shamrock Rovers, Joe Gauci on loan from Aston Villa, Dexter Lembekisa, on loan from Wolves, and Clement Rodriguez on loan from SC Bastia, which I think actually has an option to buy by the end of the season as well. Out, Selena recalled by Chelsea to continue his rehab. Matty Craig recalled by Spurs at the beginning of the window. Aidan Marsh on loan to Rafe Rovers. Bimal Yoganathan on loan to Oldham. Andy Ellis came back from his loan and has gone back out on loan to Morecambe. Kieran Lofthouse has gone to Burton. Sam Cosgrove to Stockport on loan as well. And Ben Killip, the only permanent person to leave the club, has gone to Portsmouth on an undisclosed fee. So, Andy, I mean, we all knew. I thought I'd come to you first, just for some optimism and positivity about this window.
Did you watch the away end last night? You didn't, did you?
No, I did.
You can't have done.
Well, no, I
Can't have done.
thought maybe you've had a sleep, maybe you've slept on it, and you feel a load more positive today about it. When you look at we all knew what we needed in this window. Got off to a decent start when we addressed the left wing back problem with Ferrugia coming sort of early-ish in the window. And we got that little bit of depth in there. And then the signing that we've known we've needed for 18 months, more or less, someone to back Cole up at the time of last season. And then obviously last window when they didn't sign a new contract, we knew weren't signing a new deal. Still didn't really address it then. We've had the summer to address it, signed DKD, but again, not exactly a striker, but someone that can score and is creative. So we knew we needed that striker, and it seems like it's going to fall to Clement Rodriguez, who has 8 career goals. To be that person that takes us over the line and gets into playoffs.
Well, if you go back to the start of this transfer window, it was generally accepted or thought that we needed a goalkeeper, a left wing back or cover at left wing back, and a striker. Although I think most people, me included, felt that we needed a couple of strikers, proven strikers, and there have been about, other teams like your Lincolns have signed James Collins. Mansfield have signed Jordan Rhodes, knocking on a bit, but at least he knows where the net is. So if we'd have just done that, then I'd have understood that. But we've moved things about. During the window, Darryl Clark has said that he weren't happy with some of the performances and that he would be, I think it were his words, I don't want to quote him wrongly, but shipping some players out. Now, it's absolutely no surprise to me that Sam Cosgrove's gone because he's not really been doing it for us, but he's not had the chance really to do it for us. It's clear, it was clear against Burton that the manager, funnily enough, rather than put him on to try and score goals, put on different players to try and make a difference, defenders. So we got Kieran Lofthouse playing for and all that. So, funnily enough, so it doesn't surprise me. I'd have been surprised from Sam Cosgrove's point of view if he hadn't gone. And truthfully, I wish him well. Obviously, he can't play against us on Saturday, so that's fine. Although there are some Barnsley fans that wish he could, because he's mixed feelings on him, aren't there? A lot of people seem to think that he's really rubbish. I think there's a player there, but we've not seen it lately. We saw it in the playoff tie against Bolton at the end of last season when I thought he was exceptional leading the line. And since then, in my opinion, he's been poor in the few chances he's got. I do feel for him in as much as that he couldn't do right for doing wrong. I swear to God that when he used to come on the pitch as a substitute, the referee would blow a foul against him as he crossed the flipping line without him doing out. Every time he went for a ball, he was fighting for it. Every time he had a free kick against him, Not seen that against the Barnsley striker since Neil Shipperley in 2000. Always the sinner, not the sinned against,
Kiefer Moore.
and that's not fair. Oh, Kiefer Moore, yeah. And that's not fair. I don't think that were fair by referees on him. So I feel for him that way. There's been times when he can play. There's been times when I thought, I don't even know why he's playing football because he didn't seem to be able to control it, to be able to head it, to be able to hold it up for the sort of player that he's supposed to be. So I'm not surprised he's gone, and I hope he kicks on in his career from now on because it's simply not worked with us. So that's no great surprise to me about him leaving. I think we've documented. I think that the stuff about Killip. It's ironic that Slanina gave, in my view, a number of goals away. Ben Killip came in, he got dropped, he came in, and then Slanina got injured and is now, as you say, has gone back. And Killip has done pretty well. He's made some good saves. I know it's his job, but he's made some good saves and kept us in games, especially at, well, we lost it anyway, but against Wickham, he made some really good saves. My worry for him is that I didn't rate him coming for crosses or all like that. I never felt comfortable at corners, free kicks, because, again, my view, he left it for others to deal with, and that's not always great. A goalkeeper, for me, I know I'm old-fashioned and what have you, I think he needs to command his own area. We've now got a goalkeeper in Joe Gauci that certainly did that against Burton. He's a tall lad, but he controlled his area and came and collected balls, and I like that. So I don't think, although it's harsh on Ben Killip, particularly the way that it happened, saying that Gauci would be the number one, I'm not sure that that's the best way to describe somebody who's gets plaudits for being a man manager. I'm not sure that was the best way, but I understand this. Darryl Clark can be as frustrated as the rest of us. I actually think that that's an improvement, if I'm truthful. I think Gauci coming is an improvement, although he's not our goalkeeper, so it all kicks in again this summer. It'd be nice to have our own goalkeeper, as we had, but to get a fee for Killip as well, I think's not bad. I mean, you've got to remember that it's not long ago, the Orient game, but before that, people were saying we should get rid of him. He's useless, Killip, and I don't think he's useless, but I don't think he's a world beater. I think Gauchi's better. Truthfully, Gauchi's better. So I don't think that's a bad thing. Um, there's a few others. I mean, they're the ones that have gone out permanently. There's the lads that's gone out on loans. For me, we've strengthened. Although he's injured, I think we've strengthened the support at left wing back with Neil Ferrugia, but he's injured, so he's as good as me at the minute. He's not contributing anything, just like me on this show, really. So I don't, that's not changed. It's not changed anything at all. Um, I'm surprised that Conor McCarthy ain't gone because I thought he'd probably want to go. So that's a bit of a bonus. I was completely taken aback by Dexter Lambikisa coming in. I didn't expect that. I'd not heard of him, even though he's played for Rotherham and he's from Wolves. So I don't know what that. But Barry Cotter is looking to be out, going to be out for the rest of the season. So it would help to have that cover, which made it surprising that we've done that and let Kyron Lofthouse go out on loan because he's been seen as cover for both left and right wing backs. So that's a bit of a surprise because it's not like he needs game time elsewhere because he's not been playing because he has been playing. So I
You
don't
say
know.
that 3 starts this season, 3 starts, 15 sub appearances. It's it's
Well,
it's the odd 10 minutes here and there, I suppose. If Burton can give
18
him,
appearances. That's the way I look at it. 18 appearances.
yeah, but you could have 46 and play 1 minute of each game, and you're not going to get no better. I suppose if he's off to Burton and he can get 90 minutes under his belt pretty consistently, it's going to be better than coming on and doing 10, 15 minutes for us here and there.
Not if we're then having to provide cover by bringing someone in to cover what cover he would give. Well, it might be that
It depends
Dexter's a
if
world
Dexter's
beater.
better though. If
It
Dexter's
might
better,
be.
then
It might be. But again,
if
it's not
he's if he's
ours.
if he's able to score that one goal he scored, we're on to a winner because it's a rate goal.
Well, Kyron didn't score on Saturday and should have done. I'll give you that.
Cheltenham's
Yeah,
just scored a screamer to equalise at Peterborough as well, by the way.
good,
You might want to
good,
check that goal out.
good. The bit that seriously concerns me, Andy Dallas going out on, he comes back and he goes out. He's not had any chance. He played a couple of games early on last season, scored in the first game. My brother Howard says he used to watch him playing at Chesterfield, and he says he knows where the goal is. He might not be the best player that the world's ever seen, but he can put it in the net. And by goodness, we need that. I'm gobsmacked that how short we are in terms of finishing and numbers up front that we've let him go back out on loan.
You don't
So,
think it speaks volumes though for the fact that this is going to be what the no, second, sorry, manager that's seen him and has seen
we've not
minimum.
seen much of him, has he?
That's it. He's seen. That's the
How's he
thing. He's
seen him?
seen that. He's seen that much and thought you're not going to add anything to us, so move on.
I don't think manager has a say
Oh,
in who comes and who goes.
I agree
I
with
think
that.
he's get the squad.
I agree that to a degree, but it says a lot with the leagues it's gone out to loan as well. It's not like he's gone out to like Cosgrove, for example. It's gone.
The
It's
reason
actually gone
why
higher.
I'm saying what
I
I'm
don't let
saying.
finish it.
Oh, go on.
Well, I'm nearly done.
To be
I'm
fair,
banging on,
to be
but I've
fair, you
nearly
have only
done.
been talking for a minute or two,
I
so
know. I've nearly done. And we've let Aidan Marsh go out on loan. A lot of people say, we should get shut, we could get shut. And are now complaining that we've let him go out on loan to Wraith Rovers. It, numerically, up front, we're in a poor situation. That's two players that's gone out. Max Watters is injured. Cosgrove's now gone. We've got two players. And so we needed at least one striker at the start of the window. And we've got one, but some have gone. So, Watters is injured, 5 weeks ish, we think. So we've got the two that started, including DKD, who's, in my view, is a midfield player. And we brought uh, Clement Rodriguez in, who might be a great player. But for me, it's not enough. I don't care that he's unknown because that don't tell us me no. Mile were playing in the third tier of
Daryl
French
DK were
football.
unknown
Garrett,
when he
all
came.
that. So I'm not bothered about that. But numerically, how do we change it? If things aren't working up front, if one gets injured, Humphreys gets injured, or DKD gets injured, or they're not playing at all well, what have we got left? We've got Clement, and that's about it really. And that for me feels as though we've been left short. So for me, it's not been a great window because we've not. Although I don't think we're much worse because I think if you take Cosgrove out and we bring him in, I don't think he'll do any worse than Sam Cosgrove has been doing for us. Goalkeeper's better. Ferrugia, if he gets fit, looks a pretty decent player. Don't know about Dexter. I just don't know. So I'm not sure that we're much worse, but we needed this transfer window for me to improve things, particularly up front. And two going back out on loan, one being, well, he's on loan but got shut off
Hmm.
basically in Cosgrove, and bringing one in. I don't think, I can only tell you what I think. I don't think that's anywhere near good enough. So
No,
it's a poor
certainly not.
transfer window for me because there's goal scorers been picked up by others that know where, well, strikers that know where the goal is. And, players pick where they want to go. But I'm get sick of being told we're not in for them. We're not in for them. Well, we don't seem to really be in for very many.
No, it seems it's been very quiet. Like even when players have signed, it's almost been out the blue, and
Yeah,
people have reported on it sort of as it's been announced anyway by the
Mm.
club.
yeah,
Al, one thing that I know has been a thorn in your side is obviously the fact that it's another loan keeper that's come in, and we've not got that solidity. But saying that, we've not had that solidity for nearly 2, 3 years now, going back to Harry Isted when we signed him in a Johnny transfer window, in on loan as well. Spent Liam Roberts whole last season on loan as well. And again, Slanina starts this season. Killip comes in for a bit. We're back into a loan keeper again. One thing that's quite troubled you.
It is. I think we should have his own keeper. I mean, we had Dave Watson. We've had good keepers, and it's this. It's the crux of a good side. I think to have your own keeper who knows you 10 out in front of you. Uh, I don't get why we keep getting as number one choice goalkeeper loanees. It baffles me. It totally baffles me. And this window for me is a shambles. They've let Gaffer down. They've let fans down. We haven't spent no money if you think about it. We got Faragia on a free transfer. Then we got 3 loanees and we've spent nothing. And that's the trouble. We wanted a striker. We wanted a couple of strikers. We know his weaknesses. If we're going to push, if we want to push, then get somebody in. And no disrespect to Rodriguez, where he's come from, but what I've seen from Doug O'Kane on Clement Rodriguez, from a journalist who covers Bastia in France, he said he's a skillful player. He's very brave. Maybe he's not powerful enough in the duels, but most of all, he needs self-confidence. Well, I'm sorry. We need a confident striker to come to our club and be scoring goals. For me, that's a no. I mean, what do you say to that? That's come from their journalist in France. And, he's not going to get confidence at Oakwell. He's not going to probably be starting on Saturday because he needs his international clearance and whatever. So we know what.
Just on that, I think he's got it because he's already training, and I know Alari and Iseka couldn't train without it, so he's already training. So,
in fairness, Alari couldn't train with it.
It made no difference if he did or didn't.
No.
So I'm assuming Al positively
Fair
he might
point,
be able
I
to
don't
play.
know that, but I know when we've had him in past, it's took a while for them to get them over the line, and they've been sat there waiting. I mean, they've trained, but they've not been able to play a game. And to be honest, we've not strengthened up front. We've lost Stollis, we've lost Cosgrove, Dallas. Dallas scored a brace on at Morecambe on his first game. Marsh has gone out. We've got Watters injured. Jallo's not going to be ready to train until March. And we've got this guy who's a saviour. No, it don't wash me, and it don't wash with most of all our fans, I'd say. I hope he proves me wrong, but he's got to come to a new league, to settle into a new team, and hit the ground running.
Yeah, it's one of them. If he'd have come alongside a Jordan Rhodes or James Collins, it'd be almost all right because you've got someone there that can score. But coming on his own, it's not fair on him, and it's a lot to. Not that fans are going to be straight on his back if he doesn't score, because we know what we've got in terms of him as a signing, of what his career looks like so far. So you can have a rough guess of what it's going to be like, but it's not fair on him because immediately it was like, we need that player to come and score to try and get in double figures from this part of the season to the end, which it's a lot.
Mladen should have known that. They're putting a lot of weight on a young striker from another country, and as their journalist has said, it needs self-confidence. How's he going to get self-confidence by putting that much weight on his shoulders? I don't get it. I just don't get it.
We create a lot of chances. All he needs is to get confidence is to be able to put it in. I personally reserve judgment till I've seen him play before I write him off.
I ain't written him off, Andy. All I'm saying is,
I've not seen anyone do that.
I'm not writing the lad off, but I'm just saying what's coming out of France. How's he going to get self-confidence in a new country, in a new team, in a new league, when he's nobody up front to help him? He's got Keeler done, but Keeler's, there again, it's strange. It really is strange. We always said on our show we needed 2 strikers.
Yeah, I know.
And you need experience. I'm not bothered who he is, but you need an experience and someone fresh like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And we know, and all our fans know that. But I don't know. Club don't.
I'd love to know who we tried for.
We've been let down big style, but that's my opinion. And as a season ticket holder, I'm entitled to my opinion.
You are, Al, and you're not wrong, Al. I think things have been let down, like you say, an experienced striker, and I think at least we should have some idea of what type of player. I wouldn't expect him to name names, what sort of player we were going for. And how many we tried for, because we might not try for anybody for all I know.
And we tried for him, Andy, and that's last gas saloon to get him in. Have we tried? I don't know. I mean, we got somebody in. We got Frager in early in winter, didn't we? And you're thinking, we're moving sharper, we're moving faster, we're moving quicker. But no, deadline last hour.
That's where all best signings are made, though. Daryl DK, Ollie McBurney, when that went right well, second time we tried to sign him.
Morris.
After the first one, yeah. There's been some bad ones, though, within that. Craig, One thing that is a huge gripe of mine this season, Mladen in the summer said we've got a significantly bigger budget to spend this season compared to last season. Looking at the transfer last season, we spent 630 grand in the summer and then bought Josh Earl in the winter window. Probably, I'd say, put us around 700, 800k. We've spent that in summer and spent no in this window. So we're at almost the exact same point as last season with a significantly bigger budget that we have to spend. And we've not.
Yeah, apparently. But we've got three loan signings and a free transfer in winter. When everybody could blatantly see what we needed. We needed a goal scorer. We needed somebody that knew where net was. And do you know what? When Andy Dallas come back, I thought, good start.
Yeah.
I thought, keep him. He knows where net is. He's done it in lower leagues. Yeah, I know he didn't really get a chance with us. I thought, keep him, get an experienced head in there. James Collins would have been perfect. Dallas is an understudy with Waters. But what have we done? For me, pure panic buy. We bought somebody that, look, I don't know the guy, so I'm not going to write him off. But I'm a stats man. I look at stats. He's made over 80 appearances, most of them subs, and scored about 8 goals in his whole career. Now, for me, that's not somebody that knows what net is. That's somebody that over the past 2 or 3 years has been in the team but not seen as a starter in any of them teams, all the way from League 2 to League 2, League 4 to League 2 in French division. And look, skillful, runs a lot, sounds a lot like Waters. 0.2 for me. He can't speak a lick of English at the minute. Obviously, Mile will help with that. But that's not going to help you get out there on pitch trying to communicate with your strike partner when you've got the only other French speaker who's at centre back. So that's going to cause issues. We're paying wages for a goalkeeper that I didn't think were a critical signing we needed. I think Killip were doing a good job. And I think Killip has got every right to say, right, if you're getting this new keeper in, I want out. He's proved his sense for the past 5 months that he's a capable keeper at this standard. I'm not saying he's best at league. I'm not saying he's near that. But he was composed. He was good left foot, right foot. He was man at match in a lot of matches. He saved us a lot of points. Definitely an upgrade on Salanina, in my opinion. So I don't see why we needed to make that signing in the first place. We had more urgent matters. Frugia, best signing by far, in my humble opinion. Somebody we needed. This right wing back we've got, he were at Rotherham, and we've got O'Keefe that's had a large number of assists this season. This guy's had 1 goal, no assists in a full season at Rotherham. For me, he can be as skillful as he likes, but if you're not creating goals as a wing back, not a full back, a wing back, which your job is to get the ball into the box for the strikers, you should at least have some assists on your record, and he has 0. So for me, that's not an upgrade on Barry Cotter. I know Barry's out for season light, but Lofthouse, perfectly adequate, good play there. New squad, new players around him. Another signing we didn't need. For me as well, if you weren't going to go out and buy a centre back, we have a perfectly good centre back out on loan, pulling up trees at Bradford City. He is playing well above his years. You talk to any Bradford fan, and they will tell you that Shepherd is playing absolutely outstanding in every game. I've looked at his stats, and he's getting over 7 ratings, which is hard for a centre back to get. Bear in mind, not a lot of centre backs get high ratings on like SofaScore and stuff like that, but he's consistently doing above average. I'd have recalled him, so I'd have kept Dallas, I'd have fetched back Shepherd, I'd have kept Killip, and we've fetched in unknown quantities at right back and striker. When you've got teams like Leyton Orient going out and getting James Collins, you've got Burton Albion going and getting Bob Varson. I know they're aging, but they know how to score. We saw Bob Varson, a real handful at Bolton. He could have come and done better than Cosgrove ever did. I thought he could have offered a lot more. So we could have got him. I mean, they've missed the boat again. And I normally turn around and I'm normally like, all right, well, the board, they need time, they're learning, adjusting. But this is just getting daft now because the signings on deadline day, they just seem like panic buys to me. They've gone out and said, oh, we've got to do something. We've got to do something. And the way short of what expected and what we needed.
We don't know if it were a panic buy, Craig. We might have been tracking
Eight
Rodriguez.
goals in 4 seasons, mate.
Yeah,
it's not good enough.
But
Andy Dallas sending him back on loan when he scored 19 goals in National League.
I agree with that.
I think on
and
the
one
Andy
goal
Dallas,
for us in like
just on the Andy Dallas conversation, it's not like he's never.
I've just seen both his matches for Morecambe though. I watched the full 90 minutes of both matches. Right, he offers more than Waters ever does. Right, he's won more headers than Cosgrove ever did. Right, he did a pre-assist in his last game, and he scored 2 goals in game before that. A pre-assist is an assist before the assist.
Dallas.
A corner come in. He jumped over a 6-foot centre back, teared the ball back across. It come off another Morecambe player, and then another Morecambe player hit it in. So for me,
I agree about that.
He's so out of touch, it's unbelievable.
Agree.
Just on the Andy Dallas one, it's a lot though to ask him because we're saying this. Yeah, he's scored 2 on his debut Morecambe. Now it looks like a stupid it looks like a daft thing to loan him back out. But that's League Two. We're asking him to jump up another league. The same with Jack Shepherd. I appreciate that he's playing well at Bradford. He's still young. We saw him last season in League One, which granted he's not had that 3 months he's had or 6 months he's had, in League Two to bed himself in and sort of learn professional football and work his way in. He's not had that. He's now got that. There is a potential to have recalled him, but big picture, long term, is he a defender and is Andy Dallas a striker to get you into the top 6? I don't think they both are. I think in terms of both long term development and not thinking short term here and now, leaving Shepherd to continue the promotion push with Bradford is probably better for his development. Andy Dallas on the other hand, if we want to send him back out, he couldn't play for us because he would then be for a third team, which means you can't do it. So it's a case of, is he doing that or not?
That's a fair point, Josh.
That's
a fair point. But because we're short of strikers, why would you?
That's you could say the same thing then for loaning out Cosgrove on last day because Dallas is already gone. So now keep him. So you keep that option. And he's a different. Dallas and Waters probably similar entities in the way in which they play. Cosgrove, big lad, completely different, changes the way you play. So you either do one or two things: of you either keep him to have that rotation, or you keep Cosgrove to mix it up with. The fact we've got rid of both, which both fringe players at the end of the day as well. You look at the amount of games Cosgrove, he started 6, 13 sub appearances, fringe player, 1 goal, 2 assists. He had more contributions in one game against Bolton last season. Which what player semi-final?
So just so I get this right, so we'll answer this. If we'd have recalled Shepherd, is our squad stronger with him or while he's out on loan? Bearing in mind, we've got no other left-footed centre-back other than Earl. Play at left centre-back.
I think Darrell Clark's picking him 5th choice. I think he's picking him 5th choice. He's a young lad. He's not big. He's not exactly strong. You look at the three that we play with have both got too much of a similar profile in terms of when you have Roberts and Pines in there. I don't think he's not going to be the point of taking us up any further. He's not going to be the difference maker between 7th and 6th.
Well, personally, from seeing him from beginning of last year, I saw a player that was raw. He made a couple of mistakes, but he wasn't far off. I don't think he was far off being a good squad rotation / first team player. I didn't think he was far off it. I think this loan at Bradford, seeing the stats and his ratings and everything, I think he's probably matured a lot as a player. And I think a lot of the mistakes have probably been cut out now. And I think he could have really offered something, especially because Earl at the minute is coming off a big injury, and we keep having to protect him and fetch McCarthy on, who is coming off a big injury, who's making mistakes. I think Shepherd is an upgrade on McCarthy, and I think he's more than adequate to back up for Earl when Earl needs a rest.
I just hope this window, lads, don't turn it for Darrell Clark and end of season. Darrell said
he'll be one that bites bullet ultimately.
That's what I'm saying. They've not backed him, so sod off. I'm going. This is not for me, and I fear that.
Yeah,
I agree.
I could see why he'd do that. I could see
feel-
why 100%.
I feel that.
When you look at
And it
tools,
might take something like that for these owners to turn around and go, look, we're doing it wrong, or we're not. You know, at the end of the day, it isn't good enough. It's not for a team that's said that they want to get promoted. You've not shown enough ambition in this window at all. Nowhere
well, you
near.
look at the sides that didn't need strikers that have signed better strikers than us.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Wrexham probably needed.
Tom Bloxham.
I'd
He's
say
gone
Wrexham.
from Shrewsbury. Decent, runs with ball. He plays a lot like what's his name? He's our striker, Humphreys. He's a lot like Humphreys. Good with ball at his feet, can run at people. Bloxham, I saw us play against him for Shrewsbury last year, and I thought he's a real good player. And they'd only got him in on loan then. But he's moved now, so I think where's he gone? He's gone to Blackpool. So why can't we get him? $500,000 he cost.
Well, Gab Sutton at the moment's doing that, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's rubbing his hands.
He might be making us a few t-shirts.
You know, he's rubbing his hands now with this window.
So it's all Tom's fault for buying him that T-shirt too early. I would say though, on like the facts of you look at the size, it didn't really need a striker and have brought strikers in and improved. I mean, Wrexham, we're not going to compete with players they signed in 15 grand a week on Jay
They're going
Rodriguez.
absolutely mental.
It's like we're not doing that. We're not dropping £2 million on Sam Smith. So it's
They
not
bought
fair
Sam
to-
Smith, yeah. Jay
it's not fair to-
Rodriguez.
It's not fair to compare to them, for example. But when you look at Lincoln, who you got to imagine similar budget to us, we can probably attract better players than Lincoln. No disrespect to them, but we're established at a higher level. Why are we not in for James Collins, for example, and players like that? Same with Leighton Orient, players they sign as well.
Have you seen some of the names that
Levels
Wickham
to that.
signed, by the way? Sonny Bradley, Caleb Taylor, Alex Lowry, Will Norris, and Magnus Vestergaard.
Again,
They've
I'd take
spent
Wickham out.
4.7 million they've spent.
I'd take them almost out of the equation because we've got a billionaire owner now that's actually got ambition and wants to move them forward. Hence, it's turned down what a £6 million bid
Why
for
can't
Richard
we have
Coney.
that? That's what's annoying.
Turned down a £6 million bid for Richard Coney as well, and I'd rather get promoted rather than cash in.
Yeah, that is mad.
It is what it is, I suppose. But Andy, rating transfer window out of 10.
Difficult, isn't it, when you try to put it in a numerical terms?
Can you go negative?
Oh yeah, it's under 5. Oh gosh, yeah, it's under 5.
I meant like negative, like -5.
Oh no, I don't think that. I'm thinking 3, maybe 4, but because I think we brought a good left wing back in when he's fit. We brought a good goalkeeper in my view. Don't know about the striker. I don't know there is a panic buy. We might have been tracking him all the way along, but he's certainly not the only one we needed. I know we brought Dexter in because of such as Cotter and what have you, and we need that backup. But God's honest truth, we needed backup up front, and we've only got one. We can't rotate, we can't change it, and it was very, very clear against Burton that we hadn't anything to clear when it weren't working, or when players were getting tired up front, and it weren't working. It didn't bring Cosgrove on, so that were clear what were going to happen there. We need to be able to do this till Waters gets fit, and Max has been playing all right, but missing chance after chance, like a number of us. We needed somebody that can put it in the net, or somebody that can go directly at him. Maybe Clement can do some of that. I honestly don't know, but we'll see. It's certainly, for me, it's not enough. So 3, probably 3, maybe 4, because of the goalkeeper and the left wing back. I don't know about the right wings. I don't know what they're like.
It doesn't matter. He scored one good goal for Rotherham. Don't worry about it. Oh, any ball smart box from a corner, it's off top corner. That's exactly what that one shot I've seen of him doing did.
Get Big Donny up front.
Yeah, the show one goal he did for Rotherham and one goal he did for Jamaica, because that's all he's done throughout his career. Just them 2 highlights.
Stick him on edge at box or anything, and we'll just knock it back in. Put Pines up top and just cross all day. Al, what's your rating?
I'm underwhelmed with a 2 for me. No better than a 2.
I'd say a 2's fair. Maybe a little bit optimistic. Craig?
2 just for Frugia. That's it. He's the only one that scores any points for me. If I want to go happy clapper and try and bring some positives, I think Clement probably offers a lot more than Cosgrove does. And maybe this right back offers more than Lofthouse does. And the goalkeeper, offers more than as goalkeeper Killip did. I think he is probably an improvement, but I don't think we need to improve him massively. They're the only positives, but we're still. I mean, we've traded one striker for another striker, so we still need strikers. No's changed. I mean, it's just like for like, or we just improved a touch. Not enough to get us into top six, though.
Number?
Well, two.
Two. I think two's fair. I think I probably agree with that. I don't think we're any worse than start at window necessarily.
Not any better though. Yeah. I think we've
that's
probably
the thing.
slightly improved in depth a touch, but not enough to move the needle when it comes to top six.
I think when you sort of look at the players that have gone out, like Dallas never played for us. Jogan 1 start, 4 sub appearances. Marsh 7 sub appearances. That's
Good.
it.
No, they were good loans. Yeah, get them
Yeah,
sent out. If they're not going to
they're
play, get them
fine.
sent out.
Like Lofthouse just come off bench a lot and played more or less every position on pitch. Which
But I think the misboat with Shepherd, I think the misboat with keeping Dallas, and I think they could have spent the money that they've. How much wages they're paying at goalkeeper could have gone towards a striker, rather than goalkeeper. I think Killip were more than adequate for the rest of the season, and had already proved his stripes. So that's why it's two for me.
I think Board made a rob for him back though by when Mladen came out and said we've got a significantly bigger budget.
Yeah,
so you'd expect that value to be reinvested, not to.
So it's either it's exaggerating.
Why would you? It's one of them. Why would you do? Why? Why would you do that?
Is either exaggerated or is. I don't want to say lying because it sounds like it's sinister, but to say you've got significantly more funds and then not to spend any funds, either you think the squad's good enough, which it isn't, and you really need to check your football knowledge if you think it is, then, no, I don't like it.
That's what I don't get. Of when you say that, then I'd expect us to at least have gone quite a bit above last season.
Yeah,
double last season. Spend 1.
A couple of million. Yeah.
1.5 to 2 mil throughout both windows. And I'd be like, all right, that's significantly more than what we spent last season. I understand it now. Not 200 grand more. And so that's a significant, because then there's the side of wages. Well, no, because that's almost a futile argument because we lost Herbie Kane, Devante Cole, Jordan Williams, who will all be on championship wages as well.
It's all right, but what's going to happen in summer, mate?
So it's a lot reinvested.
If we don't get playoffs, how many players are just going to say, right, no ambition, I'm going?
That's fine. That's actually all right with me because key players are all on long contracts. It's going to cost money for them to go. It's not a case of someone on Connery and all over again where they went for 25p a piece. At least, even if they do want out and want to go, oh, it's all right, 5 million a piece. See you later. Reinvest that into the team. Well,
it's all right, but the problem I'm having is fans are giving players like Connell and Phillips stick because we're not winning games, but it's not their job to win us games. It's strikers' job to win us games. It's a goalkeeper's job to win us games. They're there to create and facilitate a striker. But if we're not putting a good enough striker up top to finish them chances, we've had enough chances. They're creating them for us. But now the backlash is coming on them, and I think that's what's poor. So
yeah, I agree.
I get Connell. I think we've all agreed that Connell's not been the best, right? But to hear him get booed, that got me on another level. Because this kid's been here for a few years now and has really been a star player, and you're gonna boo him. That disrespectful, and it's aimed at the wrong people.
I thought it was Carlio it was subbed. It wasn't I don't think for Luca coming on. It was
okay. Well, that's fair enough then, but yeah.
I don't think it was nothing.
I heard some abuse hurled at Connell though as well. I think Tom heard some as well, and bang out of order.
I would have assumed, same as you there, Al, that the boo was for bringing McCarley off.
Not that McCarley did much in the game though. I don't think it would have sub that was
outrageous to me.
Playing brilliantly.
Yeah.
I thought he were probably worst out at 3 midfielders. I thought Russell were playing a lot better and Phillips were playing a lot better.
It was dead out on his feet, Kelechi. Absolutely dead out on his feet, and it was right that he come off because he went, he got nothing left. Not sure about Russell either.
You can't
sing with glory either. He looked very, very leggy, but you can't bring everybody off, can you? You can only make certain substitutions, and you've got to have substitutes to be able to bring on. I mean, what bothers me in the long term is that we were all talking. Well, we weren't, because both people talking. Oh, we're going to go second. We had four wins on the trot around the Christmas New Year. Away to Bolton, away to Peterborough, and then beating Wrexham at home. Well, we rode his luck a fair bit. But 4 games on the trot, and we're all getting giddy, and then having lost 4-0 to Orient, and we thought sorted it out, the heart and sorted it all out. Then we have a break. The Northampton game got called up. Then all of a sudden, I weren't too downhearted, a bit cheesed off with it, but weren't too downhearted about us losing at Bristol Rovers, because I thought we played well and created umpteen chances, as you've all said. Just need somebody 5 yards out, 6 yards out to put it in the flipping net, and we didn't have it. So it weren't the way. But since then, we've been dreadful, in my view. Our performances, we can't pass it to a Barnsley player. We're getting it away. We can't defend. We're looking sloppy. We don't look like, I said it in instant reaction. Every shot seems to be straight at the goalkeeper or miles high or wide or whatever. And it needed to change. Fresh faces to freshen it up, Darrell had said. And sadly, in my view, we haven't really had that. That's going to make the difference that we need. And you've seen it all, the people talking about, get the board out, and there's been some unsavoury posts and comments, and I don't like to see that. But the board themselves are big enough to be able to take stuff. I'm not sure why they would. I'm damn sure I wouldn't.
It's all right, but if you look at the transfers, this winter transfers, if you look at the clubs that are around the playoff spots, they've bought 7, 8, 9 players. I mean, you look at Wickham, you look at Leyton Orient, you look at teams that are battling out. They know they're in for a battle, so they're getting they're backing the manager. That's what they're doing. They're giving him options, right? And I just don't think that it's enough. And I feel sorry for Darrell Clarke.
Have been awful for the last 4 matches.
Ultimately, he's going to be on the chopping block, isn't he? So,
and wherever you look at it, Parek's not on the pitch, but he should have backed. When you've got a manager that's saying we need to freshen it up, we need some reinforcements so that we can change things over, and it's not forthcoming in the areas that everybody knows, including the club, knows where it's needed. Then that's not great, but they're going to get a lot of stick. What I really don't like, I mean, people can say what they want, we're going to protest again, or allegedly, and all that, and that's entirely up to people. They can voice their frustrations. I think they need to just dial some of the what I think is quite abusive down a little bit. What I really don't like is that if you're not with them, you're against them. So if you're not calling for getting pitchforks out and burning some torches and descending on Oakwell, you're a happy clapper. And I think you're not going to get support. Well, I'll tell you now, you'll not get support from me if you're going to be calling me an happy clapper and alienating me. That the club and the fans need to come together. The fans need to be together, not having a dig at each other. So this happy clapper crap, they need to just shut their mouths, because that's not right. I'm all right now.
It's childish, mate. It really is. It's like name calling in schoolyard, isn't it? And
yeah,
look, I get disgruntlement, but I don't think disgruntlement should ever come and become abuse. It should never get to that point. If it gets to that point, then you need to step back and check yourself and say, "What? I'm too close to this. If I'm letting it emotionally get to me this much, that I'm abusing somebody I don't know." Because they have a different opinion to me.
Go. I've not been going since lockdown. I haven't been going since 19 whatever. And I just think, put your phone down. Spend your money, but you're not getting a penny of mine. Put your phone down.
We've had 65 years, and we've been in Oakwell when there's been under just 1,000 and whatever. We've been
come back to that out.
That's what's funny.
You've seen it, done it, Andy.
That's what's funny. Then people that pull the money then complain we didn't sign a striker.
I know.
It's like, all right, then,
people are entitled to their opinion. It's all that, I couldn't care less. Well, you're telling me that you couldn't care less. That's the only thing I'd say. Support. We must support the players on the pitch, because they ain't going to get any better by being booed all the time. Some players, it's good because they think I'll show you. But in general, you don't play better if people just keep booing every time you get the ball. So I do think, and I think most fans do, get behind the players. But if you're so unhappy, don't go.
Yeah, that's
Because
it.
it
You're
becomes
there by
toxic,
choice.
don't
Fans
you?
are
Nobody's
going
forcing you to go
now
to these
that
matches.
Lincoln City price at 25 quid. And they're
I mean,
complaining the price of tickets and what they've done at Windsor is not fair. And now you're going to get people to come in and spend that kind of money with what they've done. So it's a tough ask all the way around.
Well,
I
I know
think
Russ on the away end yesterday told me that he supported Stockport because he comes from there, and he wouldn't support any at two Manchester sides, like Man United as an example. 66 quid a ticket.
Yeah,
And I know you like Manchester United, Josh and Georgie does, and
that's
all that
66
game.
quid for everybody. By the way, not just adults. That's 66 quid for
Yeah,
kids.
full stop. I mean,
Mm.
God, I would
that's a
complain
joke.
at that. I would stop going.
But just on
I'd
that, I
start
mean,
supporting
it's a
Barnsley
good
instead of doing that.
it's a good point you've made there, Al, because it is. I mean, I do agree to an extent of there's nothing to entice people who aren't coming. There's nothing from that transfer window where you go, oh look, we've signed Sam Smith or we've signed who's the lad's gone to this field that's not Dion Charles, Joe Taylor.
Joe
Joe
Taylor.
Taylor,
Joe
yeah.
Taylor. We've signed Joe Taylor where we can really
I can't see
hang
many
your hat on him.
flexi tickets being sold.
No, like there's no sort of marquee signing in this window where you've gone, right, there's ambition there. I'll pay 25 quid to watch that game. They've not done that. And then to charge that much money to watch a side that, I mean, we don't know how good Clement Rodriguez is going to be. We don't know how good really any of these players are going to be as such. To then charge that for a single match is like, why would you? But there's no sort of incentivization there to go part with that much money to watch what could end up being a mid-table League One game between them two sides, and we might probably lose it.
Especially how our form is at Oakwell at the moment.
Yeah, there's no. I must agree.
From a
25 quid.
marketing point of view, I don't think it's that clever. But
The
To
thing
be honest, I
is,
think if they dropped it down to 10 quid, people would still won't go with what's on show.
we've said this numerous times. You know, there's been all these meetings, and everything, and they've always asked the same questions: how do we get more fans through the door? Right? How can we better the match experience? Look, the best thing you can do is get the performance on the pitch better. People come to watch football and have a drink. They don't come for flatbreads. They don't come to watch some singer on guitar before a game. They don't come to all that stuff. They come to watch football. That's this country. We love football. We don't care about the entertainment around it. If it's there, fine, we'll take part. But most people come for 10 to 3 and they're gone as soon as final whistle's gone. They're not here to stay. They're here to have the couple of hours away from kids or whatever. You know what I mean? Have a bit of fun, watch a bit of match, talk to the lads and that's it. But
George,
you
a
know,
difference, Craig. The best thing last year was Cosgrove scoring against Wickham when their goalkeeper fell over like a
oh
gut.
yeah.
And
Come
this
for
year so far,
entertainment.
it's been 10 pin. That's been best this year
It
so
is
far.
100% the underpinning thing to increase attendances is, well, have a good product on pitch. It goes to show that season when we had Winall, Hurry and went straight back up off the back of the Stendhal season, like Oakwell were full week in, week out, even when we weren't doing rate well in Championship. Still, everyone was
Gaining
hot on the
Championship,
with the
people
players.
watch because good players in Championship.
Yeah, it's a better standard. It's something better to watch. And if you're ambitious, I mean, the season under Michael Duff, we had a good side together. Oakwell were full. The Wednesday game won 4-2. Even we got battered 3-0 by Ipswich. Oakwell were full on Tuesday night. Ipswich had brought 5,000. And there was a good atmosphere for that game, even though it weren't what we wanted in terms of result. There was still a feel-good feeling. And then obviously you take it through into playoffs, beat Bolton. And again, good feeling around Oakwell. It's packed. It's full. The products on the pitch is the thing that people come to watch, and the thing that they'll part with the money for. They can go meet the mate somewhere else. If you're going to watch with your mates and you're not enjoying what's on display, you're not going to go to a game to watch it.
They'll go to a pub and watch a Premier League game or something.
Exactly that. Or go and play.
Need to show some ambition, Josh. And if we can't back up the ambition financially to be able to sign the players that will do exactly what you're saying needs to
For
be
me
done,
personally, they
then
missed the
tell
boat
us.
because I think we've got a great
Tell us.
manager. That's what annoys me the most. I think we've probably got the best manager since Stendhal.
Well, I will say this, lads. I hope what we've got in proves us all wrong and they do the business. And that's his only hope, isn't it?
That's all we can do now because we can't sign any more players unless we thingy. Although I will disagree on him being best manager we've had since Stendhal. Valerian Ismail exists. Big
Yeah,
fan
but
of
Michael
that,
Duff for
no,
me.
but
Michael
I
Duff
will, I
exists.
will say one counter to that. I don't think we'll have done as well if the stadiums were full. I
Probably,
think
probably not, but
no, because enough people
we'd have still
complained
finished
about the
high.
football. They didn't like the football because it was long ball, right? So I don't think we'd have got anywhere near the momentum that we did if stadiums were full.
On my opinion on Clark, I don't think he's that good of a manager. I think he relies on individual moments more than else to take us through games. It's more brilliance that pulls out of it. The thing for me is the lack of clean sheets, and I think that's down to system rather than individuals.
Yeah,
Because
system.
Earl, MDG, and Roberts should have a hell of a lot more clean sheets than one between them this season. We've got one between them. The rest of them included Pines, which Pines is keeping more clean sheets but can't get a sniff unless someone else is injured. So that's my one gripe with him. We're not keeping enough clean sheets because realistically, his goals are about where they need to be for his position. His goals conceded is well above where we are,
Yeah.
where we should be. So I think that's my one thing with Clark is I
Oh,
don't.
we could have fetched Shepherd back.
Yeah,
Could have done, but
yeah.
again, I think it's almost the way I see Shepherd is like a Jasper Moon situation of you chuck him in, he don't do like if you don't take to like a duck
Yeah,
to
that's
water,
it.
which
Crowd
I
goes
think
get on him.
crowd gets on him. Suddenly we've broken him to finish ninth this season, and we've not got into playoffs, and it's almost a waste. So if we're not going
Much
to make
higher than we
playoffs,
are
I'd rather leave
currently.
him. We'll take it, I suppose. Right. Get your thoughts on the transfer window down in the comments below. I assume there will be a fair few.
Keep it
Imagine,
clean.
yeah. We'll
Kids
see.
show, kids
Keep it
run it.
entertaining.
Keep it
Yeah.
entertaining.
Try to balance it between clean and entertaining. Yeah, we'd love to see your opinion, see if there's anyone that scores it higher than a 3 out of 10 this window, especially when you look at the sides around us. Right, looking forward then to Saturday, we make the trip across the Pennines to Stockport, back over to the nice side of the Pennines, I must say. Manager Dave Chalinor still in charge. I think he's taken from the conference all the way up so far. Been champions twice whilst he's been at the helm. Top scorer Louis Barry, who's left and is now at Hull, if I'm correct. He's moved to Hull for the remainder of the season. 15, I think the next closest is Cal Wooten on 7. Sat fourth in the league, form 1 loss, 4 wins in the last 5 league games. Key player Ethan Pye at the back. Formation 3-4-1-2. Key stats between both sides. Stockport have the 4th best home record in the league, whilst we have the 3rd best away record in the league. So not to give us too much confidence, but we're one up there, I suppose, on Stockport. 3rd beats 4th, so that's the only bit of hope I'm taking into this one. Andy, you've done the away end. You spoke to the Stockport fans. It's one of those games where at the moment they've won 4 and probably looking to make it 5. You look at players they've signed as well. Owen Moxon towards the end of the window coming in to sort of supplement that Lewis Bate and Ollie Norwood midfield that they've got going on. It looks like they've answered well, but they have lost, obviously, Louis Barry, which I thought when they did lose him, we would see a big downturn from him. But it's almost been like one of those losses where they've gone and pushed on a little bit more after losing him, obviously picking up 4 wins.
Well, they won 1-0 at Orient last time out, and that's no mean feat because Orient's been thrashing everybody that they come across, including us. And yeah, Russ Johnson were raving about Owen Moxon and Oliver Norwood, to be honest, and what have you. And they've got, they've got the player. They've got Kyle Wotton up front who has scored 9 goals, so he's not far behind. And I've got one of my favourite players, Jack Diamond, playing for him and all, who knows how to create chances. And our old player, although it was only for a short space of time from Everton, Callum Connolly, I think he's the captain. Their big centre half, Horsfall, has heart injured, so that's meant that Callum Connolly's playing in the centre of defence. But it's all going positively for him. Dave Challoner is being backed. What Russ said is that they've almost, if you like, they've come up out of nowhere of the last few seasons, alongside Wrexham. But where Wrexham have got the documentary and the Hollywood business and all that, they've gone up, but they've crept up just the same as them. but a bit more under the radar. But they've got an owner that's got some money and is putting his money where his. I don't know if he's got a big mouth, but he's putting a lot of money where his mouth is. And backing
And they've
Dave Challoner.
and they've beat Wrexham as well to two titles, I think, in that time.
They have indeed. So it's all positive for them. And in fourth, they're still on the rise. They've still got chance to go further and further. They could make it. They could make it three promotions on the trot. So they're hoping that that'll be the case. So they're buoyant. There's no two ways about it. They're buoyant. And if ever, I mean, it's two things, isn't it, for us? If we play somebody that's lost every game, that lost the last 20 games, we just assume that they're going to break the duck against us. But I'd sooner try and do that than play against somebody who's as buoyant as you can be and appear to be ambitious and going places and backed as such. And are we going to be going like that, passing? They've come up and up and up, and we've gone down, and what? It's a bit. It's not the time for us to be playing Stockport, really, but it's a great time for Stockport to be playing us. So I think they're looking forward to it. What did surprise me, 'cause as I said to him, it's the one game I missed, the Barnsley at home to Stockport, and I were out. We were down in the Black Country now, out for the evening, and I thought we'd beaten them 1-0, and then I found out that Barry had scored a goal in added time. I didn't know. I just didn't know. So a bit
One of the
gutted about
7
that.
we've conceded in added time.
Yeah, I know. It's so. Could the song remain the same, and those late goals and what have you? They're certainly going to come at us, and are we going to be able to stand it? What I would ask our defence is when the ball's played high, because according to Russ, they're a direct team. They get it up and at them. It's not like nice, pretty nice, pretty football. You watch them play nice, pretty football now, saying this, but it's not particularly that they play nice, pretty football. They get it forward and get it in channels and get it all for the attack to run onto it, a bit like others have done and been successful against us. Don't let the flaming ball bounce. When balls come up, head it. Don't let it bounce and then try and hit it back because you'll get caught out again. Just don't do that. Centre halves, head the damn ball, not let it bounce, because that's where it's going. It's going up there. So, yeah, direct, long, put us under pressure. We've got to show that we can deal with it. And at this minute, having had 4 games unbeaten, or 4 victories on the trot, all of a sudden we can't buy a win. So
Barely by a goal. We
well,
couldn't even
no,
buy winning transfer window, hardly.
we, no. So it's the difference bit, and it's gonna show a stark difference between a club that's on the up, that's doing well and are ambitious, and versus a club who's not doing well and are starting to drop off
On a decline, just say
quite
it's true.
alarmingly, and not be ambitious. I mean, some people will say, this is ideal for Barnsley because there's no to lose, and it's the Barnsley way to just go and show everybody, like we did against Bolton and beat them. But I don't, where we've been playing, don't see it. I just
No.
don't see it.
It's a difficult one, Ellen, because when obviously you look at how Stockport have been playing and the rise in which they're on, it was something that we saw up until the start of Jan. We were Stockport at that time of four in a row, tried to make it 5, struggled, but going up against these sides, as Andy said, their direct team knocking into channels is something we've struggled with all season.
Dave Challoner, I want them to keep their run going morning. He's got them playing and he's got a team on fire. They've got 12 points and we've got 1 point in 4, haven't we? It says it all. And going back to last time we played, and we're on 22nd of January 2005 at Ardsley Park, we were winning 2-1. And Nick Colgan were in the goals. And according to what I've read, the Reds we conceded a penalty, and guess what? Injury time. And Nick Colgan saved it, but the referee made them take it again. And the score.
Sod's law, Al. That really is Sod's law.
No's changed, has it? Notice changed, is it?
Some remains the same, Al.
It's bonkers, really, isn't it? That even happening then, additional time. we've got to be on his mettle, and who knows what team is going to put out. You know, there's going to be some changes. Are we going to, we've got, is Frazier fit or not? I don't know. Whether he's training, that could be one to come back in. I suppose the Loney from Wolves will start, and up front, they'll probably start with, if everything's cleared, with his new Frenchie. So
I don't think you will. I don't think there'll be any changes.
No, do we? I mean, I'm going. Kate and I are going. It's an 12 kickoff. We're leaving at 9 o'clock with Eastie and Reds. So looking forward to it. But I'm not optimistic. I'm not optimistic by a long chalk.
I love how you tell us all your plans for that day. Leaving Eastie and Reds, 9 o'clock. We'll be stopping off at this place and we'll be there by that time.
I've no idea if we're stopping off or going straight in. It's 12 kickoff, isn't it?
I'd be shocked if you did stop off, if you said stuff at 9 to come over at tops, because you get there about an hour and a half before kickoff, roughly, if you got to Stockport. How that will have been the season we went up though, won't it? When we beat Swansea in playoffs, when, depending on when you said we played them, 2005,
it was January 2005.
So the season
before, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was season before.
Yep, season before we went up. I'm going to say at least look how that season finished, but maybe not. Well, actually, yeah, look how that finished.
Season behind.
Well, look how that finished. Probably the same as this one, I imagine. Craig, we've mentioned a lot there about the signings that Stockport have brought in, and especially when you sort of see the Owen Moxon one and the longevity in which they've got him for as well. I think it's a 3.5-year deal that they've signed him on. It's not like they've signed him and just chucked 18-month contracts in front of him and been like, help us try and get up. And then if you get up, we'll sign you a long-term deal. There's commitment there and there's ambition shown with that signing, especially sort of with the length of contract as well that's been given.
Yeah. The back of the manager, they're giving him what he needs. I mean, you look at Lewis Bate and Oliver Norwood, and along with Owen Moxon, you have to say they've got a bit there, especially top three for strongest midfield. You know, some real good. I'd say they're all championship quality any day of the week. They've been fantastic defensively all season. Kyle Wooten, I think, he's been exemplary along with Louis Barry, and they've just shown, look, we ain't got Louis Barry, right? Let's just adapt, and that's what they've done. They've started playing a bit of a long ball style, playing him to Wooten's strengths, letting him knock it down for the men who are playing in behind him. And that's why they've signed Cosgrove, because like, well, when Wooten's a little bit tired or whatever, we'll fetch another big guy up top, somebody that can like for like. Yeah. And that's what you need in a backup player. So it's a horrible time to play him. You know, I'm not expecting anything from this game, if I'm quite honest. I know we're fairly decent away, but I don't think there's any inspiration in our window. There's nothing that's told me that we've got any ambition to do better. These they've gone, like I said, Moxon, fantastic signing. You know, these are players we should have been buying. You know, and yet again, because they're English and they might cost a little bit more, we've not bothered. Same with James Collins, same with a number of others. We'll not pay the wages that other teams will. We'll not pay the fees that other teams will. That's why we're looking to French second division, and we're looking at foreign lower down leagues. And look, you can find the odd guy in there that's going to be able to move the needle, but I don't think we have. And yes, I can't see us getting anything from this game. They're a really strong team. Yeah, I don't expect anything really.
Andy, this is a little bit it's really disappointing actually when you sort of see Stockport promoted from last season, and almost when you look at where we finished last season, you'd expect us to have a go again, and almost expect the sides that come up from League Two to have a little bit of time to adapt and not necessarily be in this sort of position in which Stockport do find themselves. So it's almost one of those where when you start ticking off the games at the start of the season, you'll be like, we'll pick up 3 points there, we'll probably win that one, we'll be all right against them. Whereas now we're actually coming up to this game, we're going, I hope it don't finish stupid. No, I hope we at least keep it respectable in a sense, or we might be able to scrape a draw here in a sense, rather than coming into it with any sort of confidence of being like, oh, we will win this and we'll move them aside.
I'm not sure about that. I mean, at the start of the season, we were all saying it's going to be a pretty strong league this year. You know, the teams that have come down Maybe barring Rotherham, but we included Rotherham in that. And the teams that are coming, that have come up like Mansfield and Wrexham and these and Stockport, we expect them to be good. And a lot of people were predicting that we'd finish mid-table, about 10th, funnily enough, where we are. So I think we're in a ridiculous sort of position where a lot of people thought that we'd finish up. But the frustration is that 3 weeks ago, we were 5th and looking up, not looking down. And we've dropped and dropped and dropped. And we've gone from 5th to 6th, just underneath to 10th. It could all change, but we've got some difficult games coming up. It's not just this one at home to Huddersfield the week after and away to Rotherham. These are games that we need to do something about. We did it over Christmas. There's no reason why we can't do it again apart from spiralling.
It's just that feeling now that there's nothing we can do now. It's out of our hands now. We can't change the squad anymore. This is it. This is what we've got to end the season. And I think that's what's getting the fan base now.
All the cards have been dealt, haven't it?
It's all right if you feel like this in December because you're like, oh, we can get some fresh faces in. We can and now it's just like, that's it. We had a chance.
That's right. At the start of this window, we were 5th, and we could have strengthened. Other people were doing, and we've watched and waited, and Neil Ferrugia apart. We've
still waiting for this significant investment.
We've not done. We've not done. We wanted to get it done early. There might be all sorts of reasons why we weren't able to, but we've not been told what they are. I just want to know how ambitious we're going to be because it don't feel like we're being ambitious at all. And I understand the frustration of fellow fans. Not so much about the abuse and the fan against fan and all that stupidity, but I understand the frustrations because I think I don't want to speak for you three, but I think we all feel it. So I'm going to speak for all three. I don't want to, but I'm going to.
Not going to speak for the entire fan base, but this is how you all feel.
On behalf of Red all over, we're fed up. We're absolutely fed up, and it showed on the away end. I
do think it's probably smart to loan Clement with a view to buying him permanently because if he just doesn't cut the mustard, then we just let him leave. Yeah. And that's
the bit that I think you've alluded to earlier that it's, and I think Alan as well, that we don't know if he'll be a success, and it's a gamble, and we don't mind gambling as long as we've got somebody like you said, like the players that we've said, like your Jordan Rhodes or your Collins and what have you, somebody who's a bit more proven that gives Clement the chance rather than be the man, the one. And it's not fair on anybody really, is it? That he comes on and he'll get supported, but it takes time. We know with Mile, it took time. He proved to be a lot better, but it takes time, and sadly, we haven't got it. We haven't got that time.
Don't worry,
if we want to do anything this year,
and
most people are writing this season off. I'm not, because I don't think we're that far away as far as points are concerned. It only takes a few wins. Win the next 3, and we've cracked it again, and we're going up for second. Well, we're not actually, but we're going up. We're going up through the playoffs and all that. But I'm going to wake up in a minute and realise that it were all a dream. Bobby Ewing's going to step out at shower, Alan. This season's been all a dream.
It is, though. What we've got at the moment is it's wondering where our next 3 points are coming from, isn't it? That's the worry. Where's our next 3 points coming
exactly. From? You thought Burton, you thought Stevenage, but no.
We have to score to win, though. That's the problem.
Oh,
I don't see where the next goal's coming from.
Details, Craig. Details, Craig. They're just details.
We're not even scoring from set pieces.
To help and all.
Been saying that for a month. We have to score 2 to win a game, and we can't score 2, and we can't keep a clean sheet.
Got a new goalie. Have faith in our new goalie. Trust me. Have faith.
I mean, I'd rather have 2 centre halves, but that's just me.
Have faith.
You ever see that when there's one man against the full army running towards him? That's what I feel like our goalkeeper's going to be like.
That's what Kellett were like for 3 months.
Standing there like Jon Snow with his sword and just like all troops coming towards him.
That striker went in like a good one. He collected the ball and bounced him off like a good one. Put him down. He went in on goalkeeper and he finished off worse than goalie had got ball. Trust him. He's going to come and he's going to dominate.
That's what you like to hear. Al, predictions?
Yes. I think what I've looked at.
Right.
I was waiting for a number, but
What a scoreline.
Positive. I'm going 1-1. I think we might get a point.
That's positive. That is very positive. Craig?
3-0. I think we're going to get slapped up.
Fair enough.
I'll be honest.
Andy?
For the third time we're asking, I said it on the away end last night. I said it on the Scarf
2-1
Bagara
Reds.
War last night. 2-0 to Stockport. On one room, I said, I think, I'm hoping that it's, a psychological thing that it'll spur us on, but I don't think it. 2-0. And I think we'll do well to get 0.
I think even Joe would struggle to say a positive result for this one.
I won't. He won't.
Watch this then.
Hold on. You said that. You said that, but against Burton, he thought we'd lose against Burton 2-1.
No,
He's not that positive.
Get ready for Josh, because he's over in the other side, isn't he? He's got that Lancashire air. So let's see what Josh has got to say.
Yeah.
If he says oh positive, I'm going to be. He's been in the liquor cabinet.
Watch this when we beat them 3-1.
Is that what you're saying?
What?
Yeah.
3 goals.
Bristol Rovers scored 3 against us after we won 4 games.
Did. And they were
It can
lucky
happen.
to.
It can happen. They've made too many signings. There'll be too much chopping and changing. We can't change it because we've got 11 players. So we know what we're going to be playing. Easy. Beat them 3-1. Big Clement with 2. And then Lembicky's here. Just levers 1 from edge at box. I'm all in on him. I've seen that 1 goal. That's all I needed to see. He scored about 6 in his career. Flying for
I want
Jamaica.
whatever he's drinking.
Flying for Jamaica.
It's that Lancashire air.
Whenever we do this, I mean, I'm not going to win prediction league.
Yeah, we could tell.
So that's gone.
No predictions like that, Josh.
That's gone. So might as well have a laugh with it now. We'll beat them 3-1.
I hope you're right, Josh. I'd love it if you're love it, Josh. I'd love it if you got it right.
It's not often I'm wrong.
Oh, I think you find it is.
Throughout the season,
Questionable.
sometimes.
Have you seen where you are in prediction league, Josh?
No, because I forgot to predict every instant reaction show that's led into a thing I don't think I predicted. So I'm not doing right. I'm not doing right well. No. I've written it off this season. No, I think Big Gauchi, they'll have 45 shots. Yep, that's exactly. Joss at A did think that. There we go, 3-1. Take it with you, Al.
It's written down for posterity.
Take it with you. I just think Big Gauchi is going to shave everything. They're going to have 45 shots. And we'll have 3. And they'll all go in. Big Clement in first 5 minutes and all set us off rolling.
Ooh la la.
It's going to be flying. Right, get your predictions down in the comments below. We will be back on Sunday with a reaction show.
Yes.
I got confused because Tom mentioned about the Huddersfield reaction. And it threw me because I was like, we've not got enough fun. We're back with our reaction show Sunday morning to Barnsley's 3-1 win against Stockport. And we're all going to be scratching his head saying, how have we done that after that transfer window we've just seen? And we'll all be saying, seconds back on cards, not bothered about Wrexham signing.
No, we're not all Al.
Not signing 35 players and spending 80 grand a week. And Birmingham also signing £25 million worth of players. Don't matter.
Surprised they didn't go for Garnacho.
I want some tablets. What Josh is taking?
Nah, don't worry. We've shipped off fringe players. Trimmed squad size down. That's what we needed. They're a bit too bloated. Now I've trimmed it off.
Now we're ready for that significant investment.
That significant investment that totaled 0 throughout this transfer window.
Yeah, exactly.
Just wait. They'll all come out. Josh is an happy clapper.
No, they'll go. What a voice of reason after that massive 3-1 win they've just pulled off.
I'll just put it down to traumatic and having to watch us play all season. So I think it's affecting his brain, and he'll just say anything at any moment.
Or he's hysterical.
I'm just still reaming from that transfer window. That's all. I'm still.
I think we all are.
I'm still feeling it. That's what it is. Right, we're back on Sunday morning with our reaction show to the Stockport game. We'll see you there, you Reds.